to reach 3,800 reboring of cylinders and comparing to 650 engine overhauls, it makes sense because it is coming from the rebores are coming from a team of workshop staff that include other technicians that are not doing specifically that, but that send their rebores to be done while they are doing their engine. They have to send them to who is specialized in doing rebores. Hence, you to see the matrix appears somehow to be different from the 650 overhauls. Why? Because it's including those that are coming from workmates in the workshop, because the working as a team, it comes to that. Since to today, I routinely use the multimeters, like I presented. I use compression testers, especially when engines are getting down, getting on. You need to check it so that you compare the compression ratio to the normal, and then diagnose it to check whether it's valves or it's only about rings that are worn out. That I use a compression tester. I also use the one that I've mentioned here. On the scanners, it's a bit, to some bikes, they are not regulated, they are not mechanized. The looming system is not mechanized. We have a point of plugging in differently, but only the big bikes that are the 600s, the Fireblades, the Kawasaki's, the Suzuki's, those big bikes, the road bikes. That's where we get these points where you need to connect your electrical diagnostic tools. So normally I use the hearing part. There are certain areas that I use the hearing, even the sound coming. Anyone can simply tap or record the sound of an engine running, and I can tell this is this area of concern in the engine, this area of concern in the engine. Then I'll start acting from that side, like even human doctor does it. So that's also that I do. So I use listening also as part of on daily basis as part of my tools that I use as the precision tools that I use.
The precision tool, the hearing. I like how you said, just like a doctor does it, right?
Yeah, you use listening as one major area of a diagnostic tool.
You make valve removers?
Yes, I make workshop tools. Like, remember initially I talked about bike stands. I talked about valve removers. I make them in the workshop. Well, I don't buy them. I make them.
You don't buy valve removers. You make the tool in the workshop.
I've been making them since apprenticeship. It gets worn out, gets old. I make another one. I don't take time to make a valve remover. I design it considering the type of a head that is before me, which doesn't demand the type of valve remover that I have. I make it there and there. So I tailor make my tools to use in the workshop.
Well, that's a first. Employers have, how many times do you hear that a mechanic makes his own tools? What is your average day like in this workplace? You start time and then just go through the things you do in the day until you finish.
Well, it depends with the workload that comes in the workshop per day. But generally, I normally start my work day, like of recent, I've been starting my work day at 7 a.m., going through up to late, like 9 p.m. Not even resting, because sometimes I cover is repairs, services for a number of 15 motorcycles a day. Out of those, I always do 4 of those engine overhauls, fitting new barrels, piston and rings, valves. Out of the 15, I always get 4 that needs engine overhauls. And the rest, and out of the 15, I always get maybe 7 that needs drivetrain sprockets, forks being repaired that will be leaking, some just demanding welding, some demanding change of brakes, speedo mechanisms, like A lot of this, they need the logistics to do with the fuel. They want all their speedometer working. So out of the 15, I do a range of all that, reconditioning and making everything, and no bike stays overnight out of the 15 at the workshop.
Nobody stays
They'll be
over.
like, I do drive-in services. If they drive in, they drive out.
Drive in, drive
And
out
I'll be
service. That's amazing. Same day. That's amazing. I've never, that's another new for me. I've never heard of that. Drive in, drive out, same service, motorcycle repairs. You're maybe even getting ready for sleep, or maybe you are sleeping and you had an urgent call out. Does that happen in your history?
Yes, it did. It did. Remember, different employers have got different customers. Some have got fleets that they do to do with, like executive bikers does have fleets that does indoor waitressing. You know, these food deliveries, door-to-door food delivery companies, even those that deliver parcels, but the ones that are normally hovering around towns up to late, around 11, 12, they are food delivery guys, the restaurant, the fast food industry.
Yeah.
So those ones, some are hit by cars, accidents happen during the night.
Yeah.
Some of them I drive, I help them at the scene. Some they would break down, bike just cut off, they are delivering food. I go rescue them during the night. It's very, very common these days with executive bikers.